Thanks for staying with us. Breakfast Central is what you're watching, and we are here live. Time for the front pages of the newspapers. Our guests, analysts in the house, the public affairs analyst, one who doesn't hold back, but says it the way it should be said. We have Mr.
Theophilus Akatugba. One who is very popular with our YouTube constituents. They have a love and hate relationship.
Yes,
yes.
Good morning.
They love him.
And good morning, Nigeria. It's very good to have the opportunity to share thoughts on newspaper headlines and the stories in the newspapers.
We're always happy to see
analyze the issues and try to bring the issues from a perspective that sometimes rattles the listeners.
So you know this.
Like a
one of the reasons why I enjoy your analysis and your presence is because you always have a smile, regardless of the economic realities Nigerians are facing. You seem to be immune from it.
No, well, you see, God...
Where is this smile coming from?
You must understand that you should be grateful for the success you have recorded when you look at the resources available to you. Sometimes you might over-expect beyond your capacity. You have to be grateful. That's why I have a spirit of gratitude that we have come this far.
Okay. All right, we have come this far. It's time for us to take you through papers and see what papers are saying. Please let me collect my coffee. Thank you and God bless.
Okay.
Let's start with the Nigerian Tribune. It's a very, very busy paper this morning. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, Tinubu, it's busy. Very busy.
They wanted to pack the whole news in the front page.
They're everywhere.
They're saving paper.
News
very
everywhere.
newsy.
Exactly.
Tinubu approves EFCC recovered loot, unclaimed dividends for student loans. As FEC approves 170 billion naira for National Library, 15.8 trillion naira fuel subsidy savings shared among federal, states, local government, according to Finance Minister. He says reform saved Nigeria from economic crisis. Tinubu appoints Enito as head of civil service. Military retirees protest in Abuja, plateau killings. Military relocates tactical operations to Mangu, arrests suspected mastermind. Marketers blame multiple operational costs for high cooking gas retail prices. Tinubu to address world leaders at United Nations General Assembly on the 23rd of September. Common pesticides alter timing of girls' puberty. Study alerts every day, new things in these studies. Oshogbo shooting, police begin investigation, confirm killing of 60-year-old man. Incident occurred after Adeleke's visit to Ataoja. INEC presents certificate of return to Adeleke and his deputy. Governor unveils 500 million naira fund for Osun pre-election violence victims. Let's start with that story. The police has started investigation. They've said there's a killing of a 60-year-old man. They're saying that the target of that attack was Davido. Davido is saying it's a lie, that it is just a minor scuttle that happened outside of the palace that had no business with them. But many people, because of the influence that Davido has been able to wield during the Osun elections, seem to be believing Davido over law enforcement. Whose side is the real side?
Well, in every matter like this, it's very, that the tension in Osun State seems not to have abated with the outcome of the election. And I think that we might have been saved from a very catastrophic situation with the way the election has gone. Because what we're seeing there is very sad and unfortunate and quite scary that people are still wielding guns after results are out. And we must believe, first, law enforcement, because that's the institution we have all collectively invested our trust in. Because if we don't believe them, then they should not even go near any crime scene. Because the next thing, anytime you have a problem in this country, your first impulse is to still call the police. So we have a duty to sustain them, but we must point out where the errors are. In this case, we should follow what the police is saying, not what individuals are saying.
Okay, so police over that. Okay.
All right.
The big story, Tinubu approves EFCC recovered loot, unclaimed dividends for student loans. Also, the sub-story there is how FEC has approved 170 billion. And this 15.8 trillion fuel subsidy. I want your thoughts on that.
Whoa. Absolutely. But before we take your thoughts, let's join our correspondent, Umaru Kirawa, who currently is in Borno State. We hear that there's a planned protest the planned protest of the families of abducted students of Musa and Lassa communities. The protest is scheduled to start today. Kirawa, I'm sure I can see you are outside, possibly there. Can you tell us what's going on?
It's been about 100 days now since the abduction of the students and toddlers of Musa community in Askira local government area of Borno State. In addition to the abduction of students who are writing their NECO examinations at government secondary school, Lassa. Fortunate enough, some of the students were rescued by the military, and the vice principal was also rescued. But unfortunately, 36 of the students of Lassa are still in captivity, and one teacher is still in captivity. And the families are not well happy with the situation. They are feeling the pain. They are going through the pain of these unfortunate incidents. And today, hopefully, they are planning to converge and then appeal on the Nigerian authorities, particularly the federal government, to ensure the safe return and release of their children. But we have some of the community members who are already here who will be speaking to us. So, the farko ka ga mana cikakken sunanka.
Ni sunana Obed Lawani Yakubu, ni yaron a wannan Musa ne.
To, me za ka gaya mana dangane da wannan abin da raɗaɗin da kuke ji din nan?
Gaskiya muna tare da bakin ciki don tun aka kwashe yaranmu yau shekara kai kwana 100 har yanzu mun ji shiru. Gwamnati ba abun da ta yi a kai. Kwanakin baya shi Commissioner of Education ya dawo a Borno State ya zo community mu. Ya ba hakuri ma iyaye aka yi mana alkawari akan gwamnati za su yi aiki a kai. Daga tafiyan shi ba mu sake shi komai ba, shiru ne muka ji har yau. Gaskiya muna cike da bakin ciki. Iyaye kowa yana cike da bakin ciki. Akwai iyayen da yanzu a haka a wannan situation a yanayin da ake cike haka gaskiya ba su da lafiya, waɗansu abubuwan da suka kamu da BP mai bakin ciki abin da ya faru. Da a ce gwamnati tana ɗaukar mataki a kai ma ko a za dube iyayen abin zai ɗan kwantar musu da hankali. Amma yanzu gaskiya gwamnati ta yi shiru, ba mu sake duk komai akan yayanmu ba. Gaskiya muna cike da bakin ciki.
Allah sa. So, what this young man said is that they are feeling the pain of the abduction of their children in their community, and that they are not happy that the government, particularly the federal government, has not said anything, has not sympathized with them, has not informed them of whether there is a deliberate plan to rescue their children. But he said, on the other hand, that they are happy when the Commissioner for Education of Borno State and his entourage visited the community alongside Lassa to sympathize with them and inform them that the government is working towards rescuing their children. But unfortunately, he said, up to now, about 100 days is too long, and the atmosphere is too quiet. The government has remained quiet on it, and they are feeling the pain. Some of the women, some of the mothers are already sick. Some of them are already hospitalized, and they are going through very difficult time. And also, we have another elder statesman of the community who will be speaking to us. So, Baba, first, you tell us your full name.
Odan Waziri.
Okay, so what is it like? How does this abduction affect?
A gaskiya muna cikin bakin ciki. Yanda har yanzu lokacin da Commissioner na Education ya je wajen mu. Ya ce ba zai wuce sati ɗaya ba yara nan za su dawo. Har yanzu shiru. Iyayen ma yanzu wa'ansu sun rashin lafiya da iyayen da mahaifin gaba ɗaya suna rashin lafiya. Yanzu muna cikin bakin ciki ba abin da za mu iya mu yi muna tunani akan yara nan.
Bayan nan kuma ya community da yake yanzu a hakan nan ana zuwa makaranta ko kuma yara
magana makaranta kam turan da aka yi ba yara na ba makaranta. Yara kanana yanzu ma suna zube a ƙasa. Sai dai yaran da suna secondary school wa'ansu sun zo JSS ba. Bayan wannan primary school zuwa junior classes na ba kowa ana gida.
Kamar yanzu me kuke bukata a gurin gwamnati?
Muna bukata abu wajen gwamna na Borno a tosai mana a kawo mana yara nan. In ya fi karfin shi a yi magana ma shugaban kasa saboda mu samu zama lafiya yara mu su zo cikin kwashin lafiya.
Bayan nan kana da wani abin da za ka tabbata?
Akwai hanya magana da nake so in fada. Ai ya kamata shi abin senator namu Alin Dube shi ne zone na local government guda tare. Muna ji murya shi kam, amma har yanzu muna so ya karfafa ya yi kwazo a kawo mana yaya mu cikin kwashin lafiya saboda mu samu zaman lafiya iyayen kuma hankalin su dawo su je su yi aikin gona. Yanzu kuma suna zama a zube ba su tafi gona ba su yi gona ba kwata-kwata akan wani yaran shi guda biyu wani yaran shi guda uku da ina ne zai je gona kuma yara kanana shekara biyu shekara ɗaya ka gani dole ne mutum gara wanda an gargawan shi fiye da irin wannan.
So the elders statement of the community said it's a very painful one on the side of the community, and that he said some of the toddlers that are abducted are about 1 year, 2 years, some of them, and the families are going through very difficult time. And he said that if the state government cannot handle the situation, let the president step in to ensure that the safety of their children is guaranteed and they are rescued alive and they are returned back home safely without any problem. And he said that already some of the family members are already sick, like one of the community members said, and appealing on the government to intensify efforts to rescue their children, because he said right now there is no school in the community, there is no schooling activities in the community. In fact, children are just there on the street, and those that are in senior secondary school and junior secondary school, those who have the heart and those who are intentional about education,
right.
They are going to attend secondary school, but it's an unfortunate and painful side of the story from this end, from this part of the world.
Thank you so much, Umaru Kirawa, for that update. And we do wish that something can and should be done as soon as possible. Thank you. Thank you for speaking with us. Our hearts to go out to the families who have been, you know, it's not easy not seeing your loved one.
Yeah, maybe let's speak to it, because it's the same day these Askira Oba victims were kidnapped, that the Orire school kidnapped happened.
And we seem to have moved on.
Protested. It looked like Orire dominated the news. Eventually, Orire has been rescued. Askira Oba is still in captivity. And everybody seems to have moved on.
That, you know, when that Orire was on, I also mentioned it right here that we have made it look like this is the first time, and this is the biggest, because the news has so given it such a big, you know, picture that it diminished the attention given to what is happening in Musa or Lassa. So it's very painful to see this. But you see, there's something there that the manner of you know, the kidnap tend to show that South is very active with the media, and they control and they're able to mobilize the media for a cause. And these incidents have looked like something isolated, and it's treated as if it's not part of the country. So I think government should pay attention. And something that was said there in that report, that the man said that if the government, which is their governor, cannot do anything, the president should step in. Right here, we want to call on the president to pay attention to the pains and suffering of people in Borno State, especially those in captivity. We must commend the efforts of the recovery, the ones that have been rescued from Kwara to Niger. It's time to pay attention to this in Borno State.
All right, thank you for that.
All right. Let's go back to the papers.
Yes.
I think we're looking at...
So we're going to ask you about the fuel subsidy, the explanation of the 15.8.
Yeah, that is the,
subsidy
what the finance minister was saying is that these people are asking, where is the savings from fuel subsidy removal? And he was explaining to the citizen, like Zach was saying, Adedeji said the other day, the subsidy is not, it's not as if we have so much money stored in the bank with which the government of Nigeria is paying the subsidy, but that government was borrowing. And so the finance minister is now telling us that so far so good, the 15.8 trillion, right, that have been shared between the federal government and the state,
and the
that
local
is the saving that has been shared. So it's showing to Nigerians that the savings from subsidy has been shared to the governors.
So I have to follow up questions
and the local government and the federal government. So if you are looking for savings, he did that to show you where it is. He also let you know the pains, and he also let you know the gains. That's
so the two follow-up questions will be, one, why did it take this long for us to get an exact figure as to how much has been saved? For many, it would look like it's political optics, because yesterday was
Elections
official campaign
Campaigns
season
have started.
opening.
Yeah.
Secondly, does that explanation suffice? Because we're talking about what the quality of life for Nigerians are. We say this all the time, and many people say it's a simplistic argument. But the truth is, you judge the popularity of a government by how well the citizens, feel they are being taken care of by their government. So is that explanation enough?
Well, I was highly impressed by that presentation. There is no time that is too late. We know that government in power will seek to enlighten its people on issues that they perceive can affect the election. And so they are doing what they should do intellectually and also presenting facts and figures that you can either go and double check. And what I expect this morning is that media should double check if this is true. I don't know if anyone has come up to say there is no 15.8 trillion. What they have is 2 trillion, 3 trillion or more. We should not just accept it and say, let's critique it, whether the timing is right or no. There is no time right or wrong for government to explain to citizens what it has done. It could take more time to get the figures right so that no one, because such figures presented to the global community can be fact-checked and they can be controverted. And so I commend the government for being very clear about what they have done and also telling Nigerians that the money we have saved that could have been spent on subsidy now have gone to governors. That's what they are saying. So it's for both states and every one of us. Media this morning should say, look, the finance minister is lying. He saved more. He didn't save enough. And that should be our attitude, not to say that whether it's right or wrong. The government will never allow any subject that could affect the election to prevail. So they will do whatever they want to do. It's for opposition to counter them.
So the second part of my question, is it explanation enough? In terms of, as in vis-a-vis the quality of life?
No, in terms
that
of,
Nigerians
that
are living?
statement did not speak to quality of life. It just spoke to what they have done. And
No, but they're speaking about it from glowing terms. To say that,
to the
this is
extent
what-
of what it has done to the Nigerian economy, those are big pluses for the government because they are saying, we have done this. It could have been worse. The condition of life that Nigerians are talking about, the government is saying, you will not even have a condition to evaluate if we did not remove subsidy. That's the government's argument. That you would have been so the
So
country
you
would
take
have...
everything the government said, hook, line, and sinker.
I'm explaining, I'm analyzing their statement vis-a-vis how you see it. Whether it is correct, it is a good statement, is not my position. My position is, government is saying that if we did not remove subsidy, you will not be here to even think of quality of life. That's what they are saying. That you will not find anything in your supermarket to buy, that the country was bankrupt. Olede was saying that 7 billion was being owed as at the time. Our reserves were 3 billion that were bankrupt. That so far, with the subsidy remover, they have re-engineered the economy. They have foreign reserves to 5.50 billion. They've saved 15.8 trillion, which could have gone to subsidy, now gone to. Say the fuel price could have remained 180 something, you will not find it to buy. You will beg to buy at 3 point something thousand just for you to have it. So he painted a catastrophic picture of a situation if subsidy was not removed. And as for the quality of life, he said quality of life could be something we'll not be discussing.
Okay,
because when you go to the
And
supermarket,
Well,
now,
quality of life,
as a person,
quality of life.
no, Tinubu, the president said the quality of life is improving. That's what he said to the Catholic
you
priest.
personally, as an analyst.
As a person, when I listen,
And people around
when I
you
listen
also.
to the word, the quality of life, my opinion is to the person whose electricity has improved and doesn't buy petrol anymore. I'm saying to the person,
Okay.
his quality of life has improved. To the person who no longer go naked at filling station or remove the tank of his generator in order to access petrol, and the queues on end where you have to wake up at 5 a.m., leave your vehicle at filling stations. The quality of life in that respect has improved. To the student whose parents didn't have money and they had to do some hookup, a lady, for a boy, had to do all kinds of things to pay school fees. His quality of life has improved if he's able to apply for NEFON and he gets
percentage
it.
of that?
I'm coming. I'm talking about the
and it's still
percentage.
alone at the end of the day.
The president, when they say things, I look at what is he saying. Now, on the average Nigerian, we were generally poor. The country was very poor. Our middle class was on the edge. These reforms have thrown more people into poverty, has wiped out the middle class, have challenged the rich. But this is exactly what was expected from the reform. What we didn't do well was to enlighten us that this is what the reform would cost. We thought the reform was going to come with some immediate succor. Unfortunately, the structures to do this are not available.
At the start, when this reform was being implemented, the government tried to explain to citizens. They told us to tighten our seatbelts, to fasten our seatbelts, that it will get worse before it gets better. Yeah. And citizens were like, okay, you know, let's try to see.
They didn't understand the meaning of
if
that.
we can weather through the storm. We didn't understand how bad things would get.
They didn't understand.
Two, I think another criticism is that if the government is telling citizens to cut down on their spending, is the government cutting down on its spending?
You don't have to spend. You are talking of cut down. See, it's not as if you are cutting down.
Even
you are just challenged because your resources not even able to meet.
So even the one that
need.
they have that is not able to, there's been a huge criticism in the way that our administration, our governments have been run with frivolous spendings. We talked about our sorry report. The president said that a committee should be set up to ensure the implementation of our Ansari report for 12 weeks. They've gone silent. We heard nothing about it.
Yeah.
We're seeing bogus claims of, you know, reworking of a VP's residence to a certain amount, sending people on religious pilgrimage. A government that says we don't have enough money.
Yeah, I agree with you. Our government, we did not set up the Nigerian government with the mindset that we are not a country that have no resources. Nigerian government is set up to represent every part of it as if we have unlimited resources. Our government structures are very wasteful.
It doesn't reflect it.
It doesn't reflect at all. In every commission, you must represent all the regions and you are going to pay them. Every little thing, federal character. As you do all these things, they cost money. Religious people say if you touch their pilgrimage, they say the president is an unbeliever. How will he touch this people? If he doesn't give the Islamic people their pilgrimage, he said it has been done as a culture, we will not vote for you the next time. They will go into their mosque. The same thing with the Christians. We don't support our pilgrimage. How do we say we are a secular state and we choose two religions to patronize? This is why what's they call it? Fantastic thing. So that you recognize others. You don't say the religions of this world, only two are the allowed one, and you call yourself a secular state. A secular state, therefore, must not recognize anyone.
There shouldn't be any religion.
No, and stay away. And not even put our resources in funding personal religious pilgrimages and travels and activities.
Okay. Tinubu appoints Anita as head of civil service. This means that Mrs. Didi Esther Wilson Jack is gone.
I just love her name.
It's gone. I love her name. I must be honest.
Love her name.
That means she's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone as a result of coming to speak truth to the panel that
no, but her time
there was an
up,
oversight. Her time is up?
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Was she
already
on because of that?
No. She was already on her way out.
Okay.
Yeah, she was already close to retirement.
But do you think she should be allowed to... Okay, anyway, she's leaving August 27, we hear. But shouldn't anyway, she can still be called. You know,
she's always there to speak. If you look at how our civil service operates until now that these reforms are going on, now you have paperless, a lot of improvement.
No, she did a great job.
Yeah, fantastic.
She moved from paper to digital.
It was a very loose system. We must be I told you that I'm grateful for what we have achieved. Because I look the resources available to us is very, very weak. The human capital that we didn't develop over the years, we will bear the consequences. Because
we're already bearing
the consequences. So you cannot have, all of this, if you have left your youths unemployed, what a dangerous thing. Go travel around and see young, able-bodied people
on the road.
On the road. You created several universities and you didn't create jobs that will absorb the graduates.
But
and you were approving universities.
It doesn't seem there's a sense of urgency.
Imagine approving...
It doesn't seem there's a sense of urgency. The government isn't even looking at it like a national security emergency.
It is a...
No, because, I mean, they prioritize flyovers, infrastructure projects.
But that's true.
You know what you are saying
and
is they have not understood it as an emergency. Why? Because
but it's staring us in the face.
People are still very happy collecting crumbs, and they are satisfied with crumbs. The politicians feel very good when he's praised, he's hailed because he did a road. You forget that the greatest asset is the people that you put in jobs, and they have the disposable income. That's where there's peace. The peace that's eluding us is as a result. Look at the North.
And
they
it's
are
a win-win
helpless.
situation.
They are helpless. For many years, they used religious understanding to hold them down. They became less ambitious. And all of a sudden, they discovered that terrorizing is more financially beneficial.
It's better than being a banker.
It's becoming a huge industry that they know it, that these people are our children that we did not educate. They have found a way to educate themselves. The social media have changed the North. There's a burst of information.
In the North?
In the North and everywhere else. But now you can no longer determine what they learn. They learn now on their own.
They learn far and wide.
Far and wide.
So the initial plan of wanting to stop them from a body.
So they lost it. So now they are looking for, don't wipe them out. Find a way to rehabilitate, amnesty. They are looking for a solution because these children have gone berserk. How can somebody pick 4 people, kidnap them, and get 100 million? And you think
it's not just,
next time you want to encourage him?
It's a pan-Nigerian problem.
So this is why, if the president sustains this no-ransom policy, it's going to help.
You think that will work?
No, because it's going to help, because with the last attempt and the manner of the presidency and the military holding hostage even family members and community members of the kidnappers, it was a tough game for them. So that system seems to have worked. Because, but you know, they never give up. It's an industry, it's a commercial enterprise. If whatever funds they have depletes, they might have to launch another attack.
Anyway, our call is to ask that the government releases, ensures that they rescues these people who have been kidnapped. They were kidnapped on the 15th day of May alongside the Orire kidnapped victims. Orire kidnapped victims have reunited with their family, trying to find life back again. And these ones don't even know what their future is. 100 days in captivity, that cannot be a reality. I must mention, before I came on air this morning, I was very perturbed by a post I saw by a lady. Yeah. She mentioned how, I don't know if you saw it as well, where she talked about her mother going to the farm, and on the way to the farm to create content, and on the way to the farm with her staff, her mom was kidnapped. And that her mom, you know, they first asked for 200 million, and now they've reduced it to 20 million. This has become the reality of Nigerians. I'm looking for the post. And now people are going on social media. Yes, her name is, her mom's name is Oremade Olayinka. She was kidnapped on Friday, the 14th of August. Her daughter, Fumisola, with an extra A, posted it on Instagram. And she's detailing that. And she's saying, oh, she went to the farm, to create content. They were shooting. She tried to escape. They caught her. They're asking for 200 million naira. Now we've negotiated. They're asking for 20 million. This is the account number. Please contribute if you can. If you cannot, help us spread the message.
You see that? That should not.
And that's just one out of many.
That should be.
That's just one out of many. Active cases.
Now, you see, the kidnap situation has various motivations. If you look at the South, we have had a very ugly, development of our young ones, unemployed, having no hope, have turned themselves into fraudsters and all manner of things. Armed robbers, too, have converted themselves to kidnappers because it's no longer profitable to borrow guns and go and rob a person who will show you an ATM card. And by the time you even check it,
it's very risky
empty.
Business.
You see people traveling. If you attack the boss, all of them have transferred their money ahead of time. Everybody's traveling lean, no money. So they decided that let's capture the people and ask for the ransom.
Do you know what people are even doing now? As they are traveling, if they have money in their account, they transfer it out to a loved one and say, in case anything happens, please give this money to so-and-so. My friend who currently lives outside Nigeria, his family lives outside Nigeria. He was saying to me some days ago how they had a family meeting because the father said he wants to come back to Nigeria. And the father said, look, if you ever hear, because they said, Dad, you can't go back. There's insecurity in Nigeria. The father said, if you ever hear that, I don't want to say him because it's a scary thing. That if they ever hear that he's been kidnapped, that they should not pay a dime, that he has lived his life, they should let him go.
That's fantastic.
So people are now putting in plan of, in case they, how do we get to this point?
But we are not, I just want to say this, the platform we are sitting on is a global platform. It's not as terrible, but we have a bad situation.
It's a lie.
No, hold on. I'm telling you this.
How bad can bad be?
It is. Sometimes we must not sometimes.
So how bad does it need to get to for it to be terrible?
No, hold on. There are terrible. You know, I've been to countries that have very worse crime rates.
Let's not compare.
No, hold on. I'm not comparing.
Okay.
We must protect and preserve and deal with the problem. We are not saying that we have no problem. We are saying that we must understand that even in countries like South Africa, where the crime rate is unprecedented, to the extent that even at the airport, it is announced. I'm not hold on.
Okay.
It's not comparison. I'm speaking to how we must deal with the situation.
So you're saying
I am not saying we do not have a bad situation. It's a very bad situation that people could be planning ahead of time against a divorce, a kidnap situation. Very bad. But I'm also saying, for example, you have people talking about kidnap on a stretch of road, maybe that takes you from here to the Niger Delta, and we have 1 or 2 incidents in 6 months, and that therefore...
No,
I'm coming, and I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that's what happened. Example. We should not amplify it as though that's our daily reality.
Mr. Akatugba, it is our daily reality. I beg to differ.
It is our daily reality.
I beg to differ.
Daily for the majority of Nigerians, for all the fewest.
You don't even know how many people
I'm just saying.
are experiencing this.
Yes.
No, let's not downplay it.
Is to downplay the threats to human life, which has become increasingly.
We have not done so now.
Abhorrent.
That's not what we're saying.
No, what you said.
We're saying how we deal with it. We're sitting on a global
platform. What I said, you had been coming on well.
Yeah.
Where I differ with you is the moment you said it's bad, but it's not terrible. Let's not try to soften it.
In short, it's terribly bad.
It is terrible. It is terrible where we are. I don't agree. Because even if you make reference to South Africa,
with you to the,
if you make this South Africa, you're making reference to, you're talking about their crime rates, even the condition of their life, their roads, the quality of the life that they are living.
Yes.
If you're comparing us to some of these countries in terms of crime, let's also compare in the other way.
Can I say something to you? If you talk about the condition of life, if their quality of life has been so high all these years, what led them to this level of crime that they have?
Besides, it's not enough for us to start saying,
oh. Yet, you said, I'm saying to you that let us as news people understand that because we are all seeking the economic succor of our people. Our government alone cannot create employment. You will need investor confidence to come to Nigeria and create the jobs.
Mr. Akatugba,
I'm with you, but we do not. I don't want to throw away.
No problem.
In analyzing our national issues, to say that the country's situation is such that everybody, every day, every person is kidnapped. No, we have issues, but doesn't mean that we can now amplify it to the extent that the very things we need to stop crime.
We're not amplifying.
We amplify.
Only reporting what is happening.
I'm reading a comment on YouTube. Moki Chukwemeka says, I currently can't afford flight for my family who should be in Lagos from PH tomorrow. Again, and people are stuck in traffic since yesterday.
That's where I was going. Have you seen what's happening?
He now said, my rent moved from 650K to 1.5 million naira. But this time around, our focus is on insecurity. And we've come to a point where some of us say, if there is no airport in that place, we're not going. If we cannot afford to fly our families there, they're not going.
But I tell you, such people are only making they're making it look as if it is impossible to travel by road, but that is not true. Every day, more than 30,000 vehicles ply that road. And people...
At great risk.
The word great risk is just unnecessary, not at such great risk. Because people, I travel on that road very regularly, and I see a avalanche. People are on the road for 3 days and they are safe. They've not picked all of them and kidnapped them. They are not even moving.
Akatugba.
They are stuck in a traffic caused by who? I don't know. Caused by what? What I'm saying,
by bad roads.
I don't want to say that, somebody's coming in, I can't afford, as if he used to buy air tickets. Some people sometimes just make the news for no reason. And I don't want to accept such as a narrative of our country in this matter.
Please let me speak now.
Yes.
I also want to mention that we also need to be very careful that our expressions does not downplay the true realities that are ongoing. You can afford a flight ticket. Do you know how much it is to fly from Lagos to Abuja compared to before this administration?
But I don't fly now.
I'm coming. I'm going somewhere.
I go by the road.
I'm going somewhere. I don't go through the road because I have road sickness.
Okay.
I don't.
Not
going to puke.
No, I will not
fear
go,
of being kidnapped.
Fear of
No, I'm going somewhere.
I will not go by
I was able to
And your
afford the flight
convenience,
ticket.
yes.
I can breeze into Abuja now and breeze back today. And I'll do the same thing next week. And guess what? I wouldn't spend a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
So if people are saying, oh, for fear, they have their reasons for fear.
Everybody does.
You may have not contributed to someone's kidnap to be released yet. I stand to be corrected. Have you done so?
I've done so.
Okay, how many times?
No,
we have a
just-
co-analyst who's been here. Said he has done
His
that more
mother.
than twice.
His mother
See,
was even
can I say
kidnapped.
something to
So
you?
where are we going with this? My point is, we have and this is the problem that has spiraled into major conversations today. People are saying that there's a reality on ground, and people are blaming the president for having middlemen, whom I don't want to say you are part of them, who are blocking the reality from getting to the top that this is what is happening. Have you checked the roads of people traveling? People have been on the road since the video circulated.
Just to mention,
for 2-3 days.
I know some.
No.
The existing
I like
roads are
that.
in a terrible
Hold on.
And
we are
the
moving
FEC
into
is
different
approving
spheres.
new
I want to
people
talk
roads.
I'm
only
just
about.
telling you, I'm
Let me
just
just talk
explaining.
about the issue.
Insecurity.
Yes.
Yes.
If people
You know what
have
he
been on
mentioned
the
road.
road for 2 days on our road and all of them are safe, no, inconvenienced by the traffic, but they are on our roads. I don't want you to say that our roads and Nigeria is so bad that we are all being kidnapped on a daily basis.
Mr. Akatugba.
No.
Mr. Akatugba.
What is happening to Nigeria?
There's a kidnapping problem.
No, the kidnapping is a problem we are all confronting in Nigeria, and it comes from different areas.
Are we doing enough?
Who are you?
The government.
The
Security
government
agencies.
is overwhelmed. It's not able. Kidnap matters are bigger than people kidnap for commercial reasons. They can kidnap your mother if they know
They
the
will
son
not
can
kidnap
bring.
your mother.
You see. They can kidnap your relative. They know he has resources. And who does the kidnap? Those who know that he can pay the ransom. Some do spontaneous
So
kidnap.
if the government had
the
made an
government,
example
as far as I'm concerned,
of those
like I keep
kidnappers.
telling you, the government have been battling as much as they can, but their effort need to be doubled up. More should be done. Do we have enough policing? We don't. Do we have enough military? We don't. Do we have enough resources? We don't. And you see, government is saying, let's do state police, let's increase the layer of policing. Let's involve traditional rulers. Kidnappers are in local government. They are in communities. We harbor them for so long. They are Yahoo boys who turn to kidnappers. They are armed robbers who turn to
One of
kidnappers.
those who argue
What
that-
have we done as a society? Have we brought up? We have so many miscreants in our midst, and we have harbored. And
Who is that?
no, we. Hold on. We have area boys in Lagos, and anytime your vehicle breaks down, they come in and they know them.
encourages?
Who encourages this?
We.
No, not
we?
me.
You want me to mention an individual?
Who is we?
It's we as a society.
Not me.
Mr. Akatugba. So,
In my place, I've seen people who come to you that they have sent their children to HK. A person, individual. I've seen people testify. A young man finished university, he didn't get any employment, but he bought 2 cars, and the father and mother are celebrating, and you say we are not part of it.
Mr.
It's only
Akatugba,
government that will stop kidnapping.
Just to say that, yes, the society has a role to play in everything, because yes, society makes government. But the government was aware of the challenges. It's just like as
Which
we're heading
government
into
is
20...
that? Which particular government?
This government, for example.
Is it only this government you are dealing with?
No. Because Mr.
And then if you
Mr.
say
President
this
said-
government, I will tell you, don't bother to say this, because next you will say next government.
So,
your problem
this
as a
government-
country, if you don't deal with it, every government will fail at solving it.
Okay, so what I'm saying is we're going into elections now in
Yeah.
January. Any government, anyone running for office cannot come and say later that they were not aware of the challenges
Or the
that
problems
Nigeria has, or the problems
The
that
Nigerian
Nigeria has.
politicians are not coming to solve, they are coming to benefit from your problem.
Okay,
Have I
so
not
you
told
agree
so?
that this current administration...
Every
is not
administration
necessary?
must feed from it. After all, they told you, when does government officials and the political boys make money?
is that
It's
not-
when there's a problem.
It's not a dysfunctional society.
That's why you have to correct it. That's why I don't want you to feed it the narrative that everyone is being kidnapped.
But a
Today,
lot of people are
all
being kidnapped.
transport companies will load their vehicles and travel across the country. And then we have one incident that will not say that defines Nigeria. Let's not do that, because we need investors. We need people to have confidence. People go to Ghana because they feel Ghana is safer than Nigeria. Is it really so? If you go into Ghana, they also have their crime issues. But as a nation,
Is kidnapping a business
they
in
paint
Ghana?
a picture.
So kidnapping is a business in Ghana.
I'm saying they do kidnap them.
But
But it's not as
ratio
they,
to-
no, as you can compare.
Okay,
Nigeria's
that's all. We
situation
anchor the show.
went
Yeah,
this
so-
bad because of certain, societal defects that we never
It
cured.
pains me that we wanted to take more papers, but we couldn't.
We can't take more papers.
And Mr.
That's all on the
Akatugba,
show. Thank you, Mr. Akatugba.
Thank you so much.
We
Thank
need
you
to invite
for
more and
making
do like
this
1 hour
and
breakdown.
yes, I really enjoy your company today. I like your passion
I also want to
for
advise
these things.
you,
Yes.
Mr. Akatugba, not to view our YouTube comments.
No, I
read
do.
it, oh.
Let me
Don't
explain.
read it, oh.
Let me explain.
will
I
find
have
Mental
to
health.
enjoy it.
For your mental health.
because
Don't
of
read it,
defense-
oh.